Dr. Megan Woods.
Well, what a show of third-termitis we've heard in this House today. Opening the betting today, we had the Honourable Paula Bennett, who was out for a duck trying to defend a failed housing policy that is laying in tatters. But it wasn't just one duck, because next up we had the Minister of Bridges, Simon Bridges, playing a defensive game, caught on the back foot and unable to make any runs. Because, Mr. Speaker, this is a government that has run out of ideas. This is a government that is playing defence and a government that is severely out of touch. We are seeing arrogance, we are seeing bullying, and we are seeing a government that is desperate to cling on to power, whatever the costs and whatever it takes. Did we hear speeches today from ministers sketching out brave new vision? No, we heard speeches trying to play patch up and speeches that didn't work in trying to play patch up. And then we had the last contribution from new member Matthew Ducey across the way. Now, this was desperation at a new level. He said in his office, he thought, I know, might make us sound a bit better if I compare us to the winning cricket team. That might make it sound better, but this just does not work. It was desperation. He talked about the rise of a new power. Well, given the state of this government, we have to ask, is that new power Paula, Bill or Stephen? Which one are you backing? Because this is a party where the wheels are coming off and they are about to do the unthinkable, and that is snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, to turn a 9,000 majority possibly into a loss in Northland on Saturday. This is a government that really is playing off the back foot. We've got John Key's increasingly bizarre outbursts that show this is a government losing control of its agenda and trying to protect its own neck. This is a government in disarray, as my colleagues have said, that are about scandal, that is about botch-ups and about fiasco. They're making a complete hash of things in Northland, and they're making some very, very strange statements in the House. But, Mr. Speaker, there's some very serious issues that underlie this. We have been seeing for a period of time now the abuses of power that this government is willing to commit in order to hold and desperately hold on to power. It is a government that is riddled with controversy and a string of these abuses. There's the smear machine that has been run out of the Prime Minister's office. The Prime Minister himself has been shown to be on late-night text terms with his bestie Cameron Slater on the eve of the release of the Chisholm inquiry. We have a government that is willing to use the resources of our security intelligence agency for its own political ends. First of all, in the 2011 campaign against Phil Goff, and now we have the government willing to use our security intelligence agency as a recruitment agency for one of its ministers. This is not the sign of a government that deserves to be in power. This is not the sign of a group of people that have a positive agenda for our country and want to implement them. And then we've got the panic, the absolute panic that is setting in over Northland. I think the National Party are in desperate need of a Corporal Jones within their midst. Someone to make the clarion call of don't panic. Maybe it will be their whip, Tim McIndoe. He's just had Matthew Ducey shop himself that he goes home early to watch the cricket rather than staying on to the end of play at 12. But it might be your time to rise up and be the Corporal Jones and tell us, don't panic, because panic has set in on the benches opposite. Whether Mark Osborne gets over the line on Saturday or not, National has already lost in Northland. National has already shown that they are a government on the way out. They are a third-term government that people are losing faith in quickly. The people of Northland, like people all over New Zealand, are showing they are sick are being taken for granted and having their needs ignored. And they're going to punish National at the ballot box. And whether that is a win or a close call is a loss for National in Northland.
I call Brett Hudson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, New Zealand got off to a